Welcome to Subsurface Instruments. This video tutorial will guide you step by step through the proper operating procedure of the inspector, all materials locator. Following this tutorial will ensure that buried objects are located and identified with certainty. The inspector uses advanced ultra-high frequency or microwave frequencies to find just about any subsurface object that has an edge. Plastic, metal, wood, it doesn't matter. The inspector will find it. Unlike the deficiencies of GPR or ground-penetrating radar, the inspector will function flawlessly in clay, wet soil, snow, or even standing in water. Quite simply, anything that you could not find before, including all unidentifiable foreign objects that have an edge, can now be found. Locating the edge of an object is key to how the device will perform and key to identifying the shape and size of the object. Let's begin by taking a look at the inspector itself. As you remove the device from its protective case, you'll find the inspector to be extremely lightweight, approximately 2.5 pounds. Before turning the instrument on, let's familiarize you with the primary components. The narrow front side of the device houses the transmitter and receiver. There is no additional equipment required for the instrument to operate in the field. Looking at the back of the device, you'll see a 3-position switch with a green LED positioned left. The LED alerts the operator when the device is on. The light illuminates. Or off, the light goes out. In addition, the green LED also serves as the battery life indicator. It will flash between green and red when battery power becomes low. Battery should be replaced at this time. Clockwise, the number 3, 2, and 1 positions of the switch indicate levels of sensitivity from highest, number 3, to lowest, number 1. To the right of the sensitivity switch are 2 LEDs, a left side target indicator and a right side target indicator. These indicators, along with an audible alarm, play a key role in locating a target and help determine parallel position when the target is obtained. On the front of the device, you'll notice a small cavity in the enclosure. This cavity or channel houses the laser. The laser will mark the targeted area on the ground with a red dot. Do not ever point the device into the eyes. The laser is activated as soon as the instrument is turned on and could cause harm to the operator or a bystander. Remember, this is a highly technical, scientific instrument, so please treat it as such. It is not shockproof or waterproof. Other than the handle itself, it's very important that no labels or stickers be placed anywhere on the device other than the labels that are factory installed. They could interfere with transmitter and receiver performance. You'll achieve the most accurate readings if the device is held by the handle only, out in front of your body. As you scan an area, make sure that the device movements are slow and deliberate. This will help eliminate false readings. Before we step outside, let's practice some simple operations by locating a few common objects that may be found in your office. The floors, walls, and ceiling all contain objects that the inspector will locate. Point the device at the wall and pan slowly across it. You should pick up readings from stud locations. Make a note in your head of the angle from the instrument to the object. If you rotate the device to parallel with the stud, you'll see how the left and right indicator LEDs let you know when the transmitter is in alignment with the direction of the stud. This is exactly how it will react to pipes or other objects in the ground. It's very important to remember the left-right indicators alert the operator when parallel is achieved. You should take notice of the audible alarm as you move the device away, and then back to the target. By rotating the device slowly and deliberately, you'll find exact alignment again. The simple use of an audible alarm and LEDs greatly enhance targeting capability. Quite simply, they will ultimately help identify the location and run direction of an object. By the way, you might want to lower the sensitivity of the device when locating shallow objects. The inspector is no different than any other technical device or tool. The more you use it, the better you get. Now that you've had a little practice in a familiar setting, let's move outdoors. We've selected a common construction site, and as you can see, the ground and pavement is scattered with a myriad of marking flags and identifiers. As an operator, it's a great practice to be able to visualize the subterranean environment you're working in. You'll need to paint a picture in your mind of what lies below or what you think might be there. Now that you've formulated a picture of the layout below in your mind, let's use the inspector to find the buried objects. As you can see, there are many different types of ground cover in the construction area that we chose for this tutorial. You have concrete, curb and gutter, tall and short grass, some gravel and rock areas, dirt, sand, and a few trees and shrubs. The inspector may function well in all of these terrains. However, each type of ground cover presents its own obstacles. We found a few methods that produce the most accurate reading in these types of ground cover. Let's begin with concrete. The density of concrete or pavement produces a hot or unusually high sensitivity reading when using the inspector. It's a good idea to lower the sensitivity of the instrument by moving the gain switch clockwise, which is medium or low, when working in a paved or concrete environment. Making slow, deliberate moves with the device will help control its reaction to the high sensitivity factors of the pavement and give you a more accurate reading. When you move the device quickly, you'll notice readings seem disoriented. But by simply slowing device movement while using a deliberate pattern, readings become much more defined. Another thing to keep in mind, the laser is a relatively low-intensity marker. It may be hard to see on a bright sunny day, especially in grass and rocky areas. That type of ground cover creates multiple obstacles and shadows and inhibits the laser from hitting a flat, more reflective surface. To minimize losing sight of the laser, the operator uses a shallow angle approach to locate a target. When working in bright sunlight, position the sun at your back so your shadow falls in the targeted area. The laser will be much easier to locate. The markings on the pavement indicate pipeline or wire buried in the ground. The operator begins to acquire readings from the targets and finds parallel. Because of the angle, the laser contacts the ground prior to the actual target. You can see that by the markings already painted on the surface. To find the linear path of the object, the operator uses a simple movement that looks like he's writing a series of the letter W on the ground. This practice is only advised for experienced operators. To find the actual surface location, the operator must now move to a 90-degree vertical position above the target. Reacquire the object. Find parallel. And mark the spot where the laser contacts the ground. You can see by the markings that the inspector's readings are exactly in line with the previously identified locations. Keep in mind that all RF-type pipe and cable locators in use today have an error factor of up to 5% off the center of a target. Depending on the depth of the target line, the inspector will detect the edges and/or center of a cable or pipeline. Therefore, the marks made previously might be directly in line with the inspector's laser, or simply a few inches off when using the device in a vertical detecting position. After a target has been acquired, the operator will need to find the run direction of the object, the pipeline, cable, or an unidentified source. The scan and step method is used to verify run direction. The scan and step method will help confirm that a located target runs in a reasonable and sensible manner through the ground. Begin your scan and make sure you have a target acquired with both the left and right LED indicators on. You should also hear an audible alarm when parallel is found. Then step to the right or left of the laser marker on the ground. Parallel along the angle of the front side of the device and scan again. Repeat this process several times to confirm exact run direction of the target. Ask yourself, do the readings make sense from a practical point of view? Are they reasonable from a geometric perspective? Are the readings in line with what you thought was possibly there? All of these criteria help validate the target, and it's the responsibility of the operator to quantify the validity of each and every reading. That said, the inspector is a highly sophisticated locating tool that functions in a myriad of environments. However, it's the operator's responsibility to determine the accuracy of the readings. The device is only as good as the skill of the operator. As previously mentioned, the inspector will function well in just about any environment. In short or tall grass, readings will multiply because of the vertical structure. It's very important to use slow and deliberate movements when scanning. In addition, the laser will be much harder to identify. Find a place in the grass where it is visible and begin your scan from there. Small gravel, such as the stone used in driveways and flower beds, up to 2 inches in diameter, will not affect the device. However, always scan at a slow and deliberate pace. Large rocks can cause a few minor issues. If rocks are on the surface, scan between them. The inspector may well pick up readings on rocks below the surface too. Make sure you verify all marks and make sure the target is real. Buried garbage may hinder finding targeted objects even more. Any tree roots that may exist at the surface or subsurface will be detected. Larger roots that run deeper will be detected. It's important to use marks liberally and then scan and step to determine if the target is real. Dirt and sand pose no real problems when scanning. However, the inspector will detect wooden drains and other common elements. So be aware of what may lie underground. To find angles and turns, the operator uses the scan and step method until the readings stop. Move back to the last verified reading and mark the spot clearly. Turn your body to the left or right and rotate the inspector angle slowly. Do not step. The next reading should tell the operator whether the target turns right or left and at what angle. Then simply use the scan and step method to move down the new angle. The device should give you positive readings with both the left and right indicators on. The target might be a junction and make a T. You'll need to verify that too. Repeat the same procedure on the other side. If there are no readings present, you'll have verified that it's just a turn. It's really up to the operator to use the device correctly and efficiently. By using the methods identified in this tutorial, you'll experience the satisfaction that other locators have not been able to deliver. The inspector will allow you to find and identify targeted objects with certainty. Before you dig, get the inspector on the job.